Welcome to our Silverware Dashboards training video. Today we're going to go through a crash course on our dashboards. This feature is available by going to dashboard.silverwarepos.com. Or if you're on our enterprise reporting website, you'll be able to click on Launch Your New Dashboard in the top right-hand corner. When you launch your dashboard page, you'll be able to log in using your MyPass credentials, and these are the same credentials you would use to access your enterprise reporting site currently. When you open this page, you will get brought to your heartbeat. The heartbeat is where you will see the most important stuff that is relevant to you. This page is completely customizable, and you can add and remove items or widgets by clicking on the heart in the top right-hand corner of any widget. Right now this heart is full, so it's going to be on our heartbeat. I'll show you what it looks like in a minute when we don't have something on our heartbeat, and we want to add it. All of our powerful widgets have many options to them, and one of the main features of our dashboards is that they are updated in real time. This means that we will see up-to-date information at a glance, whether that be on your phone, on your tablet, or on your desktop. Right now a lot of my widgets here are showing graphical views. You also have the option to see things in either a report view or just a text-based view for those of you that like numbers. It allows you to be very diverse in the way we want to see this information. Now with a lot of our reports, we do have additional options to the widgets that you see on screen, and those are inside of the three dots in the bottom here. These three dots allow us to access a wide range of change options, and the first one we're going to look at is filters. Right now we are filtering for the date range of February 21st to February 28th. Now I can change that date range by hopping into date range, and I can pick a static date on the calendar like we have set right now, or I can set an automatic rolling period based on this drop down here. So I can do previous day, current week, previous week, or current month. There's a plethora of options here for you to choose from, and this will keep up to date with you. So instead of it staying at static like I currently have on our calendar here, it's going to allow you to make this rolling with you as we flow through time. Now I'm going to leave this one set static here, but I'm going to head on back by hitting the back button at the top. And one more cool feature about our filter options here is we can add comparisons. So if we want to compare what happened last week to what happened this week, we can go ahead and add a new comparison by clicking down below, and now we're looking at our criteria for comparison number 2. I'm going to go ahead and change this date range here. So currently we're looking again from February 21st to February 28th. I'm going to take a look at what happened on March 1st to March 5th. That's going to be our comparison criteria. I'll go ahead and hit apply in the bottom here, and we now have two criterias. So I can click on either of these radio buttons to flip between those, so I can see criteria for comparison number 1, and we are looking for February 21st to 28th, and our comparison for number 2 is March 1st to March 5th. If I go ahead and hit apply down in the bottom here, it's going to save my changes, and we're able to see that data flow. In purple we have our information from February. Then in yellow here we have our information from March. Now this is our sales by major class here, and it also gives us a nice line for our average. Now unfortunately there's not a ton of sales happening here for our other classes. However, we can see a clear distinction between our two different sales from February to March in food. Now once I've made all of these changes here and I want to keep this rolling with me, I can go ahead and press save in the very top hand corner here, and it's going to save my changes, so next time I come back to this page it's going to look the same way I left it. Now a lot of our charts are changeable, so if I take a look at our voids by major class here, I can see this is showing me a nice pie chart. You'll notice throughout the different widgets we have here, there's a bar chart. We also have a donut chart. It's very easy to change the way these look if I just click on the three dots in the bottom. Here I can just change the chart type. When I change that chart type, I have the option between bar chart, donut chart, line chart, or pie chart, but I also have those text-based and just strictly reports, which is exactly what you would see in our reporting website. So whatever your preference is, we have options for it. So if I flip this over to a bar chart and hit apply down in the bottom, we'll see this immediately changes over for me, and I also get that nice average line giving me insight as to what my average void sales are. Again, once we're done with this, we're just going to press on save in the top right hand corner, and that's just going to save those changes for later. In addition to going through all of the different features that are available in the 3 dots on the bottom right here, I can add and remove different widgets from our Heartbeat. So let's say I no longer need to view my payment method totals anymore. I would simply press on the heart in the top right hand corner. It's going to ask me, are you sure you want to get rid of this? Once you select yes, the widget will be removed. Again, I just got to save my changes to lock that in, and we're done. Now if I want to replace it, we have a bunch of pre-configured widgets available for you under the Sales and Employees section here, and this is where we're able to find all of a plethora of different options for widgets to add to our Heartbeat. So if I go ahead and click on Sales here, we can see all of our different widgets that we have available. Now, these are just a few. As you can see, this scroll bar goes on for a long time here. All of these widgets though have an empty heart. That empty heart means that they are not part of our dashboard. But if I did want this information as part of my dashboard, I would simply just click on the heart. It's going to ask me if I'm sure I want to add this, and yes, I'm sure. So now it's going to let me know I've added that to my Heartbeat. Once I hit done, I'll head back to my Heartbeat in the top left, where we can now see my check detail widget that I just pulled over from our sales. Now this is awesome, but what if we want to add our own? Well, we can totally add any widgets that we want by creating our own dashboard. So if I click on my dashboards here, you can see I have quite a few created. If we just scroll down to the very bottom of our list, we can click on Add New, and give it a name. So we can call this my new dashboard. When I hit apply here, it's going to give me a blank space. From here I can go ahead and hit the plus icon. This is going to let me pull from a major list of reports that we have available, and you'll notice besides some of them there is this little bar chart icon, and that's just letting you know that this particular report or this particular widget is able to be shown in a graphical view as opposed to just a report view. And this list is ever growing for which ones we're able to offer in a graphical view. So if I go ahead and I click on Sales by Day and just hit apply in the bottom here, it's going to ask me which store out of my chain do I want to add this widget for. I'm going to choose our first store on the list here and hit apply. I now have my new widget created, and this is automatically filtered for the current day. Now sometimes current day is not what we want, so if I go ahead and click on that filter down in the bottom, it quickly jumps me to my filter options, so it saves me a step. If I go ahead and click again on that date range here, I'm going to change the current date to our previous week, and that's going to give me information for the previous rolling week. So I'm going to go ahead and hit apply here and apply one more time to save those changes, and now I can see I have a lot more detail for the previous week. Once I'm happy with this, I just have to hit save in the top right, and now my widget is safe and this dashboard is completely customizable to me. Whatever I do with importance, I can put it in here. This is a great way for us to separate bits of information that we need. Our Heartbeat can be a great one-stop shop to get all the information we need at a quick glance, but maybe we want to create different dashboards for different purposes. Maybe we want to create a sales dashboard for the day. Or maybe we want to create an employee dashboard to outline different information about our employees. We can do all of that by going through these new dashboards on the left. Now even from this dashboard here, I can click on the heart in the very top, and this is going to let me save this as a widget on my Heartbeat. So when I click on that heart again, it's going to ask me and I say yes, and it'll let me know it's been added to my Heartbeat page. If I scroll back up here and hit on Heartbeat, we'll see down in the very bottom here there is that same sales by day filtered the same way that I had it. And if I don't like the way this looks, I can always change it by clicking on those 3 dots. Now I can go ahead and change the chart type to maybe a line chart if that makes more sense for me. In addition to adding to our own dashboards, we can also take a look at some of the other dashboards that we have pre-created, like our employee dashboard here. This has a list of quite a few different widgets that are revolving around employees, but I can go ahead and still add my own dash or my own widgets to this dashboard just by clicking the plus here, and this is going to be filtered for all of our different employee-based widgets that we have available. So we can see we have a staff view labor costs and employee timesheets. So a few different reports that are central around the employees of our team rather than sales in general. So that's what this plus symbol does on our employees and on our sales dashboards and inside of our Heartbeat. Once again, this is just our one-stop shop to see all of the information that is important to us. Now, one more key feature about our options here in the bottom right of our widgets is we can change both the chart metrics and the title. So this says sales by major class, but maybe that's not helpful to me. So if I go ahead and edit the title here, I can change this to whatever I want. Maybe sales by class makes more sense for me. If I go ahead and hit apply here, we can see that name change right away, and that keeps it nice and safe for me. In addition, if I'm looking at one of our reports here, let's say our check detail, it's a little bit small to view it on the screen. You can see there's some scroll bars here, but it's a little bit tough to view, especially on a mobile phone. We can go ahead and click those three dots down below one more time, and we can make that full screen in the top right, and that's going to show the entirety of this report in one quick glance, rather than trying to scroll through it on that widget. Now I can see all the bits and details of this report. This works on all reports, not just text-based. From there, I can go ahead and hit our bar chart here and do the same thing and make that full screen to get a little bit of a better view on those details. I can also zoom out and zoom in if I need to. We can also change our metrics to some of our widgets, and Heartbeat offers the ability to change our metrics between, in this case, void amount and quantity of voids. So if I change this to quantity, I can hit apply, and now we can see just how many voids we had, and we are no longer just looking at the total dollar value of voids. This same thing happens when I'm looking at sales here. So if I take a look at our sales by class, currently this is up by dollar value, but again, I hit those three dots. And now I go into change metric, and unfortunately, this one doesn't have any options for me to change those metrics. But under our discounts widget, I can change the metrics here again between discount amount and quantity. So if I hit apply here, we'll be looking at the number of discounts rather than the dollar value associated. If I've made changes and don't want them anymore, I can press cancel in the top here. That'll undo all those changes. And now we're back to dollar values. As a quick access feature, we always have our reports button here in the bottom. This is going to take you quickly to our enterprise reporting page, the one we all know and love, and it's a quick toggle between the two pages. We hope that you got some insight on your Heartbeat dashboards, and that you get full use out of this quick, hands-on, and easy access tool. Bring more to the table with Silverware.